Hello, welcome to Die Hard United, the one stop for everything Manchester United. Erik really has been an inspiration to the club this season. He has been awesome. He has brought back the joy in supporting Manchester United over the years. Even Sir Alex Ferguson comes to watch every home and away game. He doesn't do that before. He comes to watch every home game, but now you see him at every home and away game. That is the Ten Hag impact. You see them having dinners together. That is the Ten Hag impact. Everybody is loving the Ten Hag vibe. But apart from the successes he has had this season, there's also a lot of problems he has faced. So I'm going to talk about them. And number one thing he has faced this season, early this season and even up to now, is the mentality issue from the squad. Our heads usually drop very fast. That was last season. But this season, he has managed to raise that mentality up high. Because last season, in games where we concede one goal, we found that we never come back, we just lose. But now, we are coming one goal behind and we're winning games. Very, very important to see. A very important mentality issue he has solved, because of course he brought in players like Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro with very, very high mentality. Even Terry Malaysia, if Luke Shaw fucks up today, Malaysia benches him. Very, very easy. And we had players already with good mentality like Alfred Varane, Bruno Fernandes, and the likes of others. But the new players he has brought have lifted up the club expectations and the mentality of the squad. And also, the fact that he has raised the bar high, there is now rules and regulation, no more player power, discipline is there, so there's no room for fucks up. And it's very, very good to see, because the mentality of these players now are very, very elite, and there's no room for slip up. He doesn't allow that. He doesn't give them any room for excuses from anybody. He wants you to do this and you should do it, or else you go on the bench, and if you don't do what he wants, you are free to leave. And coming down to the next issue, which was the Ronaldo issue that he faced. Of course, the Ronaldo issue wasn't all down to everything. It was due to the club. Ronaldo wanted to leave. Clubs came for Ronaldo. I know we paid 11 million pounds for him when buying him from Juventus, but still, clubs came for him. You wanted a transfer fee for him for a 36-year-old. Does that even make sense? You're supposed to allow him to leave for free, but no, we wanted money for him. This club didn't want to pay any money, and they left. And now Ten Hag is forced, because Ten Hag would have already Ten Hag basically agreed to the fact that Ronaldo should leave, and he's okay without him. But with the club refusing to sell him, Ten Hag is trying to rebuild the club. He's making his plans, and to him, he doesn't want to plan with a 36-year-old. So Ronaldo maybe would have been an impact sub or a bench player for us, coming in when we need him the most, but playing the young, vibrant ones that are quick on the feet, right? So you don't blame Erik Ten Hag for not playing someone he feels isn't part of his plans. And of course, we know Ronaldo is a global superstar. He's a GOAT. He is my GOAT. But still, I feel the way he handled the situation was a bit poor. But of course, that does not change the history he has made with this club. He's a legend of this club, definitely. But still, Erik Ten Hag was able to manage that situation very, very well. It ended coolly, and now the club, the players, and everybody have moved past the Ronaldo issue. But still, that was on the club and not on Erik Ten Hag. But he still managed the situation very well. Ronaldo is gone. He has been gone for a while, some few months now rather, and it's not even noticeable because we are playing so much better and everybody is happy at the club. And then after the Ronaldo issue, we had the Sancho issue where he had to go away to Netherlands during the international break, during the World Cup, to work on himself, because I think he felt bad for missing out on the World Cup, and then his performance was also bad. He was on the bench, and yeah, he messed his head. He had to leave social media for some time, but Ten Hag also managed that situation well, because for some coaches that doesn't give a fuck about you. If it's a coach like Mourinho, probably he doesn't. You just go on the bench and stay there until he's ready to sell you. But you see Erik Ten Hag, trying to manage the Sancho situation, sent him out to the Netherlands to work on himself, and he did that, and now he's back, and we're trying to slowly integrate him back to the squad, even though he's starting some games now, but it's still a slow process. And Ten Hag has said that with time, it will take time, but with time he will get back to it. And I'm very sure if in the next season Sancho is fantastic, playing well, he's going to be grateful for Erik Ten Hag for managing him very well, and showing him the way to get better. And then after the Sancho issue, now we face the Martial constant injury issue, always out injured, and Ten Hag has been able to manage that situation also, because our general transfer window was very, very poor, which was the next reason to talk about. Very, very poor transfer window. We had 2 loan deals, and if Ericsson was not out on, if Ericsson was not injured, Sabasa would never be a player for playing for us right now. And of course, if Marshall was consistent, we would have also not gotten with Vegas, even though we needed those extra signings. Like I said before, we have lost Cristiano Ronaldo and Cavani, and they have not been replaced permanently, which is a big disgrace. But we had a poor general transfer window. I think in terms of spending, we are like 19th, because we we spent less than 5 million in fees this general transfer window, which is very, very poor for a club like us when our rivals are busy buying players even in general transfer window. So the Martial inconsistency was very, very poor. He put in starting in games injured, from the bench injured, training injured. With Vegas came in January and has played more minutes than Anthony Martial, which shows you how awful he has been in terms of playing time this season. And Ten Hag has been able to manage that whole situation very well, because now you see with Vegas playing in 9 sometimes, it's Rashford, it's Bruno, first 9. So he's just managing those situations, and for me, kudos to him for managing that situation very, very well. The next issue he had to face again was the Greenwood issue. Charges against Greenwood has been dropped, so now the question is Greenwood going to play for the club again or not? Ten Hag was asked about that. He smartly excluded himself from that whole topic, because we have to focus on other things. But still, the club still have to make a decision anyway, and Ten Hag maybe might also have a say in that decision if he wants to use him in the squad, and we probably would want to use him anyway, but we don't know about that yet. But after facing the Greenwood issue, then he is now facing the takeover issue and the guys. But he has, like I already said, he's focused on the games, because we're playing so many games back to back. So the takeover issue is left for those that make decision, not on him. But just check this out. In the space of how many months? So in the space of his first season, he has faced the players' mentality issues, the coordination issues, the team unity issues, the Ronaldo issue, the Sancho issue, the Martial issue, the poor general transfer issue, even poor summer transfer issue, the Greenwood issue, and now the takeover issue. So kudos to Erik. He has done a fantastic job for us so far, and I hope he remains at the club for as long as possible. It's his first season, but we hope that he will get a new contract next season, as was reported. Maybe in the summer or next season, he will definitely get a new contract, no matter who becomes the new owner. But it has been fantastic, and I hope he remains at the club for as long as possible. So leave a comment in the comment section and tell me what situation do you think Erik has managed very well this season, or maybe hasn't done so well to manage this season. And leave a like on this video for Erik and his successes so far at Manchester United, and I'll see you all on the next one.